When the sun goes down, the gun battles begin. These Ukrainian forces defend positions near Donetsk airport, preventing militant units from advancing any further. From the well-fortified trenches, the sound of gunfire rings out. A barrage of shots are fired into the dark, retaliation for earlier mortar attacks by the insurgents. Used bullet casings lie everywhere, a reminder that the second Minsk ceasefire agreement brokered in February is far from being observed along this section of the front line. These sorts of fierce gun battles are not rare. The volunteer fighters here say that they are prepared for militant tank and artillery attacks 24 hours a day. The following day, we meet a Belarusian nicknamed Tur. The former car mechanic packed his bags in Minsk and came to join Ukraine's Pravy Sector volunteer battalion. He says through the binoculars, the opposing forces can be observed just several hundred meters away. He fears raising his head above the ground in the knowledge Russian snipers are positioned, ready to take a shot. He said that from his point of view, the enemy is not a ragtag group of fighters, but actually regular Russian troops. We can hear on the intercepted radio communications how they address each other. Separatists speak in another way. They name ranks like captain, and they work better than the separatists. From this position, the Ukrainian fighters observe fellow servicemen, now prisoners of war, being forced to build defences for the militants. The captive troops sometimes wave to attract attention, well aware that guns are pointed in their direction. They are shielding themselves with our prisoners. They send them to all kinds of works, especially physically hard work like digging trenches and building fortifications. The militants are running and the prisoners are just walking at our gunpoint, understanding that we see them and will not fire. The Ukrainian forces here say militants have ample ammunition, especially after the delivery of a so-called humanitarian convoy organised by the Russian authorities. The front line is over 500 kilometers from the capital Kiev, a fact that prompts some fighters to accuse the Ukrainian government of forgetting about them. You understand that no one is thinking about us at all. They forgot about us. The authorities say, let them fight, and we will carve up our own business, and we will do the same as we did before the war started. The torrential rain and floods provides several hours of respite from fighting. Heavy weapons can be heard rumbling in the distance, moving away, possibly to another location. Ukrainian volunteers survived the previous night's attacks without loss, but are aware that another attack could be imminent at any moment.